What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very special edition of the Fantasyholics Podcast Network's presentation of the live coverage of the NFL Draft. As you can see on the screen, it does say Fat Boy Brant. You did see the Fat Boy's intro. That fatty is slacking. He isn't quite here yet, but we do have a much more handsome, slimmer individual coming at you in the middle of your screen here, Mr. Oviedo, a.k.a. Patrick from the BST show. Patrick, how you feeling, sir?
I'm feeling pretty good until Chris Ballard makes a historically awful pick. I'm going into the 8 o'clock hour with optimism. 9 o'clock hour, I could be hating the world. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, that's draft night for you, right? I mean, as a Falcons fan, I've rode that roller coaster the last several years, but I'm kind of excited the Falcons shouldn't be able to hurt me this year. We'll see how that goes.
And the one guy that's missing, the defending Super Bowl champion, he's like
he's a pessimist. What can you say? He's not a glass half empty guy. He's a plates half empty guy, for a suitable acronym there, or analogy, or whatever you'd want to call it. But yeah, I mean, it's coming off of a Super Bowl championship. I may never see one of those for my Atlanta Falcons. And he's already finding a way to just be just as down and out as can be already. And the season hasn't even started yet. So we'll see if he figures out a way to get in a better mood or not.
But he's already kind of behind the 8 ball. Do we put a scenario out there where the Seahawks have lost Clint Kubiak, they've lost Kenneth Walker? The Seahawks are the defending champion, but they've got some holes to fill.
Mm-hmm. They sure
Where
do, Patrick.
They
sure do. Yeah. I wouldn't think Jeff Wilson Jr. is the guy, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is the only free agent running back of note, if you want to even say of note, that they picked up. Yeah, I mean, there's some running backs in this draft that I like, day 2, day 3 guys that I like, that I think Seattle possibly walks out with. But that running back room's a huge question mark right now. Like you mentioned, Clint Kubiak being gone, what does that offense look like next year? Because that offense, with Sam Darnold, they just did enough. They didn't win a whole lot of games. They didn't lose a whole lot of games either. That defense was really impressive last year, which I think for the most part is going to be back. But yeah, as a Seahawks fan, you got to be questioning yourself going into the draft for only 4 picks. I believe the lowest of any team represented at the NFL draft, and they do have some holes to fill. We'll see how they can make up for that.
Yeah, with Charbonnet out with the ACL tear, any running back picked by the Seahawks in those 4 picks, it has immediate fantasy relevance.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. If the Seahawks draft
a running back, 5th round pick, relevance.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I think too, for the most part, and granted, it's early in the off season, Patrick, but I do feel like this class, as far as a rookie fantasy class, is kind of weak. There's some top heavy pieces, and then it's really watery. A lot of guys are going to be super landing spot dependent. Running back ends up in Seattle. That's a very good spot.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna keep looking over to my TV with the draft live, and yeah, where is Brant?
He will not join us until has some commitments that he could not get out of. He did move them up a little bit to be here about a half an hour earlier than he would have been otherwise, but
this defending champion status, definitely.
Yeah, and he kind of had the right idea hey, my Seahawks don't pick until probably closer to 10:30 Central Time anyway. What do I care? So that was kind of the mindset going into it for him. So. Well, I think it's safe to say that we already all know who the Raiders' pick is, merely a formality at this point. But
if it isn't Mendoza, is it like the biggest if it's not Mendoza, who in the world could it? It has to be Mendoza. It has to be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, unless the Raiders get squirrely and there's a different quarterback that they end up falling in love with that was somehow kept super quiet, which seems rather unlikely. I would say that this is 100% going to be Mendoza. But I mean, stranger things have happened, I suppose.
But I truthfully don't think Mendoza is the best player. If I was the Raiders GM, I'm taking a hot take. I'm taking Reese. I'm taking Arvo Reese first overall. You can get a quarterback later. You can get a second, third round quarterback. You could roll with Kirk Cousins. Like Arvell Reese's don't grow on trees.
Yeah, you're not wrong, and I think that's 100% the direction that I would probably be taking if I was the one handing in the pick for the Raiders, because this quarterback class kind of feels an awful lot to me like the Desmond Ridder, Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis class we had a couple years ago, where everybody overhyped the class. We were going to see 3 or 4 of them going to the first round. We saw Kenny Pickett, and the only quarterback out of that draft class. Malik Willis is starting to show something potentially, but Brock Purdy in the 7th round was it.
In spoiler alert, there's a lot of Ty Simpson first round talk. Imagine thinking that being an NFL GM and saying, I'll never see a quarterback prospect like Ty Simpson ever again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, every draft class, right?
Arvell Reese's don't grow on Arvell Reese's. They're like these defensive players, these offensive linemen, these in the trenches players don't grow on trees, but like these dime a dozen quarterbacks. No, they're not first round picks.
Yeah, we're definitely in a day and age where everybody wants to make every player that guy. Every year we have generational talent or a can't miss prospect who inevitably misses. Mendoza feels like a very safe pick for the Raiders. I don't see it as a sexy pick. I'm not sure he's capable of winning a Super Bowl. I mean, it's hard to say that after he just won a national championship at Indiana, but how much of that was Kurt Cignetti more than Mendoza? But I feel like he is a not lose a team a game kind of quarterback, but probably not going to win a team a game. And the Raiders are a long way from being a quarterback needing to just play safe for them to win games.
Yeah, there will be even Fernando Mendoza, he's name brand Kirk Cousins. There will be more Fernando Mendozas in the world. As soon as next year, you don't have to spend first overall on. Oh my goodness, I love the person, but I don't love first overall. It's just, oh my goodness.
It's a head scratching pick because part of me wants them to be like, hey, let's be the Chicago Bears of the 2024 draft. We didn't love Bryce Young. Let's see if we can get some other team to just wow us with some kind of an offer, and we'll punt on a quarterback this year. May probably be bad again, and then we'll roll back out next year. It worked out really, really well for the Bears. Caleb Williams is a great quarterback. Bryce Young, not so much. So, hey, I want the Raiders to have some success. I am invested in fantasy and a lot of shares of Genty, Bowers. Obviously there's plenty wanting to see this team succeed, but I just don't know. Like, does Mendoza at his ceiling win more football games than Carr did for the Raiders? I don't think so. I don't think so. We do have the pick in at this point, so here comes Mr. Goodell out to the stage to announce what everybody already assumes to be what we think it is. I don't know. Well, we'll see chaos happen, but I was just getting ready to tell you my thoughts is chaos starts at pick 3.
Yeah,
just as we I'm
convinced. I'm convinced Jeremiah Love goes the Cardinals at 3. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
Well, you know how when we were kids, our parents used to say this stuff to us, and now as parents, we say this to our kids. We got McDonald's at home. They have a running back that I think is pretty darn good in Arizona, and Tyler Algier right now, who sat behind a pretty darn good running back in Bijan Robinson. I think Tyler Algier could be that guy for Arizona, who again is a team that has a lot of holes. I wouldn't be shocked to see them potentially trade out of that pick just to see if there's what the takers are there.
So who's your lock at 2 then? Is it Arvell Reese? I think it
feels like it should be. It feels like it really should be. The Jets are just another team that who knows what the Jets do. Like if you're
they'll make the wrong pick.
Exactly. If you're going to tell me
they will. David Bailey feels like the absolute wrong pick, and there's a lot of picks putting Bailey high. Bailey does not feel like the.
No, he doesn't. Again, it would not surprise me at all to see this pick end up being something completely shocking. Like if you told me this was Ty Simpson here, my mouth would be open, but it wouldn't be like hang to my knees. That's what I'm saying. For the Jets' sake, that fan base has been through enough. I hope not. Wouldn't surprise me. That's all I'm saying. I mean, for a team who hasn't won a playoff game since 2010, I graduated high school in 2010. You'd think they'd want to be aggressive and do something here. So,
the Jets can't get out of their own way, and David Bailey feels like the exact wrong pick.
He does. You're not wrong. The pick is in. I do have a couple questions I'm going to ask you. Well, I'll save it till Brant gets on. That way, both of you can answer it. He did say he's on his way, which with Brant, there may be some snack quests in the way between him and actually getting on. So we'll see how long it takes him. But I will ask you this, Patrick, because this pertains to you as well as it does me, not Brant so much. But the Falcons don't have a first-round pick in this draft because we traded it to the Rams for a complete and utter moron in James Pierce Jr. My goodness, my brain was blanking there for a split second. There is some positive news out on him today. I'm cautiously optimistic he may play a little bit next year. But it has to kind of feel good to you when pick 16 comes on the clock. It's the New York Jets via the Indianapolis Colts. And the realization is that your Colts did end up getting Sauce Gardner for what is the 16th pick. It has to feel somewhat good, right?
But Sauce tore his ACL on his 5th snap. And
he did do that.
Sauce may not be good. This could be a loss. This could, I don't know. The Jets traded Gardner for a reason, and then he got hurt. It's there's enough.
David Bailey is the pick, by the way.
Oh. Yikes. The Jets traded him for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
When a team invests a first and just trades him for Adonai Mitchell and where there's smoke, there's fire, and I kind of hate it.
Yeah. So again, 2 kind of uneventful picks so far already. I think again, the middle of this draft is where we're going to really start to see things get super interesting for the fantasy aspect of things. Obviously, Fernando Mendoza, but that's been the foregone conclusion for weeks. I'm interested to see when we start getting into this, 6 to 17 range. If there's a lot of trades and a lot of movers and shakers, I'm interested to see if any. Nobody gets traded today. Is Kyle Pitts an Atlanta Falcon at the end of today's draft? I doubt it. Personally, I hope he is, but that's one of the big ones that's going around right now. So I'm interested to see, kind of how the landscape of the NFL is shaken out, not just with the picks, but with kind of everything else that comes with it. And part of me doesn't like the David Bailey pick. Like you said, I think Reese was probably the guy there, but it's a much better pick than the Jets being over aggressive for somebody that doesn't benefit the team.
The more I've read, Bailey's kind of like a dime a dozen defensive player, like Clement Farrell, Nolan Carter, second overall? Are you serious? Second?
It feels like a reach. That's exactly right. Jets are going to jet. That sums it up perfectly.
They wonder why they suck. They wonder why they just. Oh my my heart goes out to any and all Jets fans. You just like the opposite action is the right action.
But in this case, is the right action David Bailey.
Hey, Super Bowl champ.
It just got a lot fatter in here.
No snack stops either. No snack stops. Straight shot, baby. I heard you. I heard you knocking my fatness.
Well, that was your fatness knocking that you heard.
Oh, he's got a water plane.
Hey, I just left the gym. All right. It's a gym. I may not have done anything, but it was the gym.
So you haven't really missed anything super exciting as of yet, Brant. We had Mendoza won, which everybody kind of thought was the case, and then David Bailey too.
Okay. This is where this pick right here is where everybody's up in the air, and all of a sudden, the start of this week, apparently they wanted Love.
I will tell you this, I'm digging the clock speed being moved up. We're 22 minutes into our cast at this point, 22 minutes in since the first pick went live, and we're already on the third pick. That feels like historic pace at this point.
Really, because I was when it said 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central start time, I was like, well, they're gonna do bring everybody out, bring everyone, and I'm like, I'll make it in time for the first pick, and surely I did not. That's why.
All right. While we're waiting for this pick to be in, Patrick, Brant, I got some questions written down that I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this. I think we've done this every couple of years every year that we've been on one of these. How many trades, Patrick, I'm going to start with you, will we see today?
So I'm a big believer that nobody likes picks 25 to 40. And if I was an NFL GM, I would just try to accumulate as many of those late first as I could. I'm going to say 4.
4 trades for Patrick.
And
Brant?
all of them like 25 to 32.
Okay.
I think you see with that one going down, I think 5, because originally I was going to say 6 because I thought Arizona was going to trade out, but I do think there'll be 5. Love is a Cardinal.
I'm going to say there's only 3. Only 3. So yeah, again, apparently they wanted their McDonald's. They didn't want the McDonald's they had at home. I think Tyler Algier was a capable back here. This feels like a bad pick for Arizona. I do think Arizona is able to walk away saying they picked the best player on the draft, potentially, but I don't love this pick for Arizona. No pun intended.
And my side, there's so many more needs that they could have filled. You had Algier, who you and me talked about multiple times, would have been capable of filling it as a started role. You still have Connor, and Benson is still there. With this, I think they try to move Benson, and honestly, that's probably what they're going to end up doing. I wouldn't be surprised to see him moved day 2 or day 3. But yeah, I mean, that's a loaded backfield because Connor's been great when he's on the field, and Benson has some flashes. And like you said, Algier carried the load for that first year, and then Bijan was there, and he still was, very valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk more about Jeremiah Love's fit here in just a second. Do any veterans get moved tonight? Brant, what are your thoughts? I'll let you go first on this one.
Originally, I was going to say A.J. Brown would possibly get moved. And then, the whole Kyle Pitts stuff too as well. I don't know if you guys touched on that. I don't think they do. I think all the vets stay. I do think you see a couple moved later on, but yeah, I don't think it's today.
Okay. Patrick?
Does Connor go back to Pittsburgh? There's not like a solidified number 1. Gainwell's gone. Like a Connor goes back to like the 1A, and what the hell is it? Connor Warren 1A 1B. Like Connor goes back to Pittsburgh.
Dowdle's going to factor into that running back room in Pittsburgh.
You're right. My bad. No, forget it. Never mind. Dowdle's there. Dowdle's going to get 1,000 yards.
James Conner I would say, is out the door after this. I think that makes too much sense.
Yeah.
I think the only way he does stick around is if they do get a good deal for Benson. But yeah, if you don't trade Benson, then I think Connor's a cut.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him be a camp cut, honestly.
Because Algier was what, a 3-year deal?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah. I feel like I should remember that since I threw a hissy fit that they didn't pay him that much, and I felt like Seattle could have paid him that much easily.
Again, I'm going to say this, and I stand on business. I'm going to double down on this probably until I have to yank the foot out of my mouth. I don't think Jeremiah Love's is as good as he's being hyped up to be. College numbers aren't that gaudy. It's not like we're talking about Ashton Genty level stats coming out of college. I don't think Jeremiah Love's all that in a bag of chips. I think he's going to be an okay pro, but I don't think he's all that.
I think he's going to be good with as long as he has a backup. I don't think he can carry that full workload as we never really saw that in college. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. I don't think he's worth, for a running back needy team, maybe worth the top 5 pick, but I definitely don't see that I don't see it paying off.
We'll see. Patrick?
If you're in a startup right now, Genty or Love?
Genty,
yeah. No love for Love?
No.
There's no competition in Vegas.
And Kubiak's going there. You saw how much he's going to run the ball.
One team is going to get a lot better this year. And again, one of Brant and I's bosses is on the cast, so I'm not going to let him get too excited about this. But I do think the Raiders will improve. That said, they have any direction they move is going to be an improvement from what they've been in the last couple of years. So again, not to get too far ahead of ourselves here. I'm not sure the Arizona Cardinals team is going to be any better next year. Again, Mike LaFleur felt like a desperate grab at a head coach. I liked LaFleur, but super unproven. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be next year in Arizona.
It better be Jacoby Brissett. It better be. It better not be this Simpson nonsense.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We just do not know. And so for those reasons, I'm going to say I'm still in on Genty more so than anything.
Arizona can start whoever they want as long as they continue to be the bottom dwellers of our divisions.
I think they've got that locked up for at least another year at this point. We will see.
Well, we know the Titans are going defense here with their new coach. You know they're going defense here,
and the pick's already in, so they couldn't wait. So while we wait for this, is there a team in you guys' mind that currently does not have a first-round pick that is going to trade in tonight to get in on the action?
Who's missing? You got the Falcons, the Colts.
Oh, let's see. You got the Falcons, you got the Colts, you got the Packers, you got the Jaguars.
Oh, my. They did not go defense.
Mm-hmm. I saw this one early. I didn't say anything, but yes, they did not go defense.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brent.
I think this is one of the best receivers in this class. We talked about this the other week. I think his route tree is amazing. I think this is a good pick for Tennessee. Give him some weapons. I just assumed defensive-minded coach was going to go defense right off the rip with the guys that are still on the board.
I will say I was not expecting this to be the first wide receiver off the board. I thought it was going to be. There was a chance that it was going to be a couple. I'm trying really hard not to spoil the name before Roger makes the announcement. I thought there would be others potentially come before this one, but
it's on ESPN. He's made the announcement. Okay. I said
I would have said Carnell was the third best wide receiver in this class.
I was talking to a buddy at work today, and I said I do think that Carnell could possibly be the first wide receiver off. I know there was other names, but I did think that this could have been the first one off. I just wasn't expecting this high. I was thinking Cleveland. Cleveland would have been the first one to make it.
I saw Tate in that playoff game versus Miami, and Tate made 3 insanely bad drops, and I'm like, yikes! Like I wasn't as enamored with him as I was going into the whole draft process, draft season. Ohio State wide receivers are very hard to bet against. I did not like what I saw in the Ohio State Miami game. I would take Tyson or Lemon ahead of Tate. I think all 3 are like comparable, but I don't know.
So this will be a conversation that we can have as we move forward in the draft, and we do start to see where Tyson and Lemon go, and other names like that, even Cooper. Is it possible with this landing spot paired with Cam Ward for the foreseeable future that we're all saying this is the next Clyde Edwards-Helaire, don't draft him ahead of those other guys that you liked better? Or are we saying, I think he'll be okay, he's potentially the number 2 overall pick in rookie drafts?
Right now, I almost would say he's number 2 because Tennessee's going to be playing from behind quite a bit as of right now. So he's going to get peppered. I think he's going to get peppered with targets. I know that Ridley, I think, is still on the roster. Alec is still there. Is still there. But yeah, no, I think he's going to get peppered depending on the rest of these landing spots. I'm going to stick with he would be the 102.
Okay. I think you almost have to wait and see what happens and who goes where before you completely cast the die. But I'm thinking if both of Tyson and Lemon are first round draft picks, that I'm probably in on those guys more so than I am Cardinal Tate still. Yeah, I just look at the Tennessee Titans, and even with this pick, I look at them and I go, that's a sub 500 football team without question.
I kind of hate it, especially if Tyson or Lemon go to the Giants or the Rams or the Commanders, or just I like Io Manor a lot. He played really well after Brian Callahan was dismissed. Cam Ward played really well. Chig Okonkwo is gone. There's a lot. Oh, gosh, it's a solid pick. It's not the best pick in terms of fantasy football. I don't love it. It could be worse. Gosh.
Yeah.
It all depends on the Titans offensive line and the growth of Cam Ward. It could be gross. It could be like a league winner. It could be gross. I don't love it.
I'm leaning to I think it's ultimately going to be a fine pick, but I'm not expecting massive things.
Not this year.
I genuinely think as we move through this draft, even if you get into the guys like the KC Concepcions and those guys that are going to go a little bit later, if those guys go to landing spots like Buffalo or, Kansas City or, one of those spots, to me, even Miami, who clearly has no number 1 wide receiver right now, I'm going to be much more intrigued by those players than I am potentially being the number 1 for Cam Ward in Tennessee, just because I don't know what to expect. I really don't.
Nobody knows.
You're right.
Nobody knows.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, Cleveland adds one, Kansas City, Buffalo adds one of these guys, and you're talking they're going to immediately jump them. It's going to immediately jump Tate. They just revamped their whole coaching tree there in Tennessee, and then you add a defensive minded coach and you bring in an offensive player. It's just one of those, like, nobody really saw it coming. I would have expected if they were going to go wide out, they would have tried to trade down and see what was there with the names that were on there.
Absolutely.
Correct. That would have felt like a much safer pick, especially with Reese still on the board. You're not going to tell me one of these teams wouldn't have potentially moved up for him.
Reese or Downs.
Oh, Reese over Tate without question. Question. I will say this as we start looking into the Giants pick being in, at least Cam Scatabo is safe for a little bit longer, right? Like there's got to be something to that for those of us like, psychotic running backs that just hit the smelling salt and just run through everything standing in front of them, right? Like me and Brant running to a buffet.
That's right.
No holds barred, baby.
They put somebody opposite of him.
Oh my Lord!
Or they try to protect.
The Browns get Reese and Garrett, and
that could be really scary.
Jesus Christ.
That could be really scary.
In the player they took from Ohio State last year, I cannot remember his name. The Browns have the best defense in the NFL.
Yes.
But
the Browns have – Phil Yates said the Browns traded the 6th pick to the Chiefs.
What?
Field Yates says on X. I'm curious to wait to see that it comes up, but he's got it posted. Says, yeah, Browns trade pick 6 to the Chiefs for $974 and $148.
Pick 6.
Good for the Browns. That's a good trade for the Browns.
Yeah. There's Reese off the board to the Giants.
Now that makes me question, are the Chiefs moving up because there's a wide receiver they like and they're saying, I can't wait on him to fall to me?
I think they're moving up to protect Mahomes before the run of tackles. Or are they trying to add the replacement? They just shift McDuffie. Are they trying to add a replacement there and Downs?
Well, that could be. I feel like they could have got Downs at 9. I really do with his medical issues, but I guess we will see very shortly.
Yeah.
Well, here's the shock of the draft. The Chiefs traded up to take Ty Simpson.
Don't say that. That's where Seattle's trading out for somebody to come get him. Don't say that.
Ty Simpson, no.
That would probably go down as one of the worst draft picks of all time.
Yes. Not as bad as Anthony Richardson, 4th overall.
Hey, I'm still holding out hope for Anthony Richardson. I still like him.
I'm still thanking you because we were there and Pete Carroll does all these little hints and everything we were reading from Pete's Twitter that night was pointing towards Richardson that y'all took him, and I wanted him. I'm not going to lie. I liked him. I thought he would fit with DK and everybody, and I'm glad that you guys did it. I don't mean to kick you while you're down, but I'm sure happy you guys did it, not us.
Mr. Super Bowl champ is gloating.
He's looking down from his high pedestal up there.
That's right. Hey, every once in a while I get to be tall. All right, I get it this whole off season.
Somebody gave him upsies.
I was going to go grab a drink real quick between this, but I'm kind of anxious for this pick. I really want to know who the Chiefs are going for.
There had to be some rumblings. The player they wanted was going to be off the board by pick 9. So,
I mean, let's think. I mean, if they go receiver here or Let's see what they do, and then we'll just kind of discuss that on why would they have to jump the Saints and Washington. You're probably right. It's got to be a receiver because that's probably the two biggest needs or one of the biggest needs for both those teams.
Well, a lot of people are speculating the Saints to be a player for a wide receiver, so that would make sense. Commanders, I think the Commanders could go any sort of way. I don't really know what to expect there.
And if Cleveland was a legit player in the wide receiver room, they're okay with any of them dropping, apparently.
Probably. That's probably factual. The Giants may have just had the steal of the draft, honestly, getting Reese at 5. I didn't think that was even in the ballpark of possibilities here, honestly.
They were probably sitting there in their draft room thinking the same thing Patrick was. Could you imagine Reese and Garrett? And then they got picked. He goes, never mind. We can only imagine.
That's fair. That is, yeah. I mean, the rest of the league called the Giants and were like, hey, you can't let this happen.
Right.
We cannot have Reese on the opposite side of the field as much. Or heaven forbid a double stunt with him on the same side of the field. My goodness. Joe Burrow would just declare himself injured for the season already. Like, it'd be over with.
Oh, the Browns this week? I'm hurt. My pinky toe hurts.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, and Dak, they're out. They're questionable / out. Yeah, they're not playing the defense.
Honestly, that's not a bad thought either. I mean, Kayvon Thibodeau on one side and Reese on the other. Abdul Carter, yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And the Giants picked 10th. If they get Caleb Downs at 10, you can't.
With the hardball running that defense.
That would certainly make for would they be knocking on the door of the Eagles for the division favorite at that point? I feel like they'd have to be, right?
All right. So, gentlemen, you have 5 and 10.
Whoa!
What?
LSU cornerback.
Downs?
Mansour.
Oh.
That's who they traded up for.
Okay.
So they did replace Trent.
I wasn't expecting that to be the replacement, though.
All right, Patrick, what were you saying there?
It was too little, too late. I was going to say, would you take 5 and 10 to have moved up? But too little, too late.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't think they should have. I think, the way the draft's fallen for them.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this for the Chiefs. I mean, one thing I won't sit here and do is doubt Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs front office. I will not publicly do that. Delane could be a fine player, but feels like maybe a slightly undersized corner. That's a tough division. There's some really big wideouts and some really big pass catching weapons in that division. I don't know.
I feel like he would have been there at 9.
Yeah.
Third best in the FBS, 27.8 completion percentage.
When I looked at LSU this year, guys, that wasn't a team to me that screamed dominating defense. There's been some LSU teams do that, but this wasn't one of them.
No.
So the Browns are on the clock. Are they?
Commanders on the
Yeah,
clock.
Commanders on the clock.
Oh.
Browns don't pick till 9 now, which I think is a prime spot to see a wide receiver come off the board. That's my next wide receiver watch spot for me. Them are the Saints, I think, take one.
Still scratching my head on this, but it's one of those things. And Andy, you trust. If you're a Chiefs fan, you just trust it. I mean, how many people complained about Mahomes when they drafted him? How many? You remember that reaction when they drafted Mahomes?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Hey.
Yeah, I will say this. With the Chiefs having a Patrick Mahomes on offense, you really don't have to invest a whole lot on that side of the ball, right? We've seen him win games with, Sky Moore and Marquez Valdez-Scantling and a banged up Travis Kelce and not much else. So you're saying, hey, let's limit the points put up on the other side of the ball. I don't know. It's a fair thought, I guess.
We got a nice question. Oh, yep.
So Ryan comes at us with do the Chiefs trade their other first rounder and another pick or two to move up again? I think that next first, if I had to be a betting man, it's the 29th overall pick. I think there's a small chance that's Atlanta's pick. I really do. I think if Kyle Pitts is moved, that's the pick you see it moved for.
I think they make that move if why am I drawing a blank? The tight end from Oregon,
Kenyon Sadiq.
I think if he starts to slide and they see that chance, I do think that maybe they do, but I think they're sitting there just waiting. I think that he slides to them, or they're hoping that he slides that far. So no, I think they stand pat. And if they do trade, I think maybe they trade out and gather up a few more day 2 picks.
Ryan, that's the last free question you get answered. Any more you ask, you're going to have to give me strokes on the golf course. So just keep that in mind as we move through the night. Handicap strokes, Patrick. I saw that look there. Yeah, handicap strokes on the golf course. Level the playing field, so to speak.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know we're a fantasy football show, but I'll give you this pick now for a pick next year, and next year is supposed to be like the cream de la creme of not only fantasy football talent, but football talent as well. I'll give you this pick now, but it'll cost you at least like a second and a fifth next year.
I do think a second rounder next year feels equivalent to a first this year. I really do feel that way.
A mid-second next year is definitely barking up that tree of a low-end first rounder this year. I like this pick. Styles to the Commanders. Get a nice linebacker. I believe Bobby is still in talks of staying, so he gets to mentor behind Bobby for a year, or with Bobby, I guess not behind. He's definitely not going to sit the bench for a year at number 8 overall or 7 overall. But yeah, no, I like this pick. Get Dan Quinn some more weapons on that defense.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at this next one, and I'm like, where does the run-up tackle start?
Wasn't the Saints that a couple of years ago drafted, what was it, Trevor Penning?
Mm-hmm.
They've tried their hand at drafting some tackles. I do. I think this is a wide receiver weapon opposite of Chris Olave. I really do. And as a Chris Olave owner in fantasy, that's the last thing I want to see happen. I'm just saying that's what I think happens. Haven't really, outside of 2 picks so far in the top 7, haven't really had much to talk about with fantasy impacts. So let's go back and start with the first one. Fernando Mendoza. Brant, what say you about Raiders skill players moving on to next year?
They're going to get an upgraded quarterback than what they had. Bowers should still be very, very relevant and back in the top, top one. I think he still finished in the top 3 this year, fantasy wise. So I think he'll be there. I honestly, it opens the holes up for Genty in my mind. You got a quarterback that's willing to sling it and everything else. So I think it really does open the holes up. I do think the Raiders have to add some type of other weapon on the outside. I know they have all those young wideouts.
Okay. Patrick, what do you think?
Brent, who's the coach? Clint Kubiak.
Mm-hmm.
With Fernando Mendoza. I am buying Trey Tucker everywhere and anywhere as cheap as I think Trey Tucker is like the buy of the off season. He's going to be like the home run Rashid Shaheed, like Trey Tucker is the buy. It now before like people get wind of it or like people put the pieces together. That's my buy. Trey Tucker.
I actually think I like that as a buy. Deontay Thornton's kind of been the guy that I was thinking of there for me. He's not great, big body, a lot of speed. You'd like to see that work out, but yeah, Trey Tucker kind of does fit the mold of what a Clint Kubiak wide receiver, bread and butter kind of guy would look like. We'll see. All right, Patrick, I'm gonna stay with you on this one. Tell me about your thoughts on Jeremiah Love in Arizona. How's that look from a fantasy standpoint?
I love it because Love in Arizona, it feels like a really good fit because like a guy like James Conner, who's fairly just a guy, was getting a lot of fantasy goodness. We were putting Zonovan Knight. We were putting Bam Knight in our lineups. We were like, oh, Bam Knight's great. Oh, Trey Benson's great. They're not good.
They're not. You're right.
Very, very good. Like, if you could put, like, Bam Knight and Trey Benson, and you can combine them, oh, my God. Like, Jeremiah Love is going to be a fringe first-round pick because, oh, man, the Cardinals kind of suck. They can't run the ball. Marvin Harrison may have just completely quit on football. Jeremiah Love could be even better than what we were anticipating Ashton Genty to be.
So let me ask you the question you asked us earlier, Patrick. If you had to pick one right now, is it Love or Genty?
Love.
Really?
Because the Raiders, God, I can't feel the Raiders make the right decision. And the Cardinals can. It's close. If you're picking like 112 and 2-1, like a Love Genty pick feels awesome in like a redraft.
Feel good for a lot of years. Well, yeah, and a lot of years in a dynasty startup too.
Yeah. Like if Bam Knight and Amari DeMarcado can play that well in fantasy football, yeah, I'll take Jeremiah Love there. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Grant, you seem to be ahead. Have they announced yet?
No, they have not. It's in. Just waiting on Roger to stroll up to the mic.
Like, in a world where people were spending their fab bucks on Zon of the Night, yeah, I'm gonna spend a high pick on Jeremiah Love.
So Algier doesn't scare you at all.
I love Algier. They're
Roger, nobody came here to watch the band. I'm not going to lie to you. You don't have to let them finish. They'll catch up, I promise. Jordan Tyson. I don't know why I said Taysom. Probably because it's the Saints.
I hate that pick. I hate it.
Hate it as a Olave owner.
And as a Falcons owner. Or a Falcons fan. I've said since day one, I think this is the best wide receiver in this draft class. And getting to watch him play against your team twice a year doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun to me. Hopefully those are two of the games he misses each year.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's never fun. You know, when you were like Puka Nacua coming out and then, you know, he just torches your team. Yeah.
He torches every team, to be fair.
Yeah. Man,
Chris Olave is not getting 100+ targets next year.
No, and then as he's sitting there watching his brother on TV as well on the laptop, that's what they're showing now with his brother there in Cleveland. I guess they're Tyler Shuck, I guess, is what they're believing in. I mean, I know a quarterback wasn't here, but you know, giving him some weapons and another weapon, I guess, and then you added ETN in the offseason. So that offense is going to look a little different, a little to a lot different next year.
Can't say I love this pick from a fantasy standpoint. I want Chris Olave getting 120 targets a year. That's not happening. I'm going to go grab a water, boys. I will be right back.
I think this is good. I think it's going to be good for fantasy. Obviously, it's going to even it out. Neither one's going to be in that tier one. You know, being able to be your wide receiver one, but definitely are going to fit the mold for them. And I think they're still going to get plenty of targets because the Saints, yeah, the offense is going to look different, but that defense is still it's decent enough, but never the greatest. So the teams can still hang points on them.
I mean, Alvin Kamara's not getting any younger. Rashid Shaheed is gone. There's, I don't know if Vele is getting a lion's share of targets. It's a, I don't know if you can buy Olave right now cheap, but like you've got Tyson on the other side. Tyson, Olave, Shuck look really, really, really good, especially mobility-wise. Like, he's going to get some rushing yards that not a lot of people thought or anticipated. I like it. It's it could be worse. But Olave has to stay on the field for at least 13 to 14 games. His health has to be priority. Olave Tyson. Jawan Johnson has to be on the field. The Saints really, they have to get a running. Are they really going into the season with like Devin Neal, the ghost of Alvin Kamara? Like they've almost pigeonholed themselves into taking a running back in the next 2 picks.
They signed
Etienne.
Yeah,
they did sign Travis Etienne.
Yes, they did.
I'm thinking though this may be the most injury prone wide receiver room in football at this point.
Yes.
I mean Jordan Tyson again. I'm already starting to hate the kid. You don the Saints uniform, I'm going to hate you. Drew Brees is the worst human in its existence. But again, Jordan Tyson, fantastic collegiate career, but only could stay healthy for so long each season. Definitely had some injuries. He couldn't run at the combine because of a hamstring injury. This could be one of those games where it's like some games, Tyler Shuck could be an instant start for fantasy, and then it's other games like who the hell is he going to throw the ball to? Because Olave and Tyson are out this week. Pick is in for Cleveland. Do they round it out and take Mekhi Lemon? Is this where we see him go, or are we going to be seeing a first offensive lineman off the board? What are we seeing here?
It's announced. First offensive lineman off the board. Protect Deshaun Watson.
From himself? Or?
I like it. They definitely needed to, beef up the line a little bit there to help that running game and get back to what they do best, normally running downhill. I thought for sure it was going to be a wide out, but I don't hate it. We'll see who's under center there. I mean, you have, Sanders or Watson, or I don't know who else they've drafted over the last couple of years.
Gabriel or yeah.
Sorry, kid just walked in the door from old play rehearsal.
I would have liked to have seen, what are they called? A Hawaiian war dances. You guys know what I'm talking about here. I would have liked to have seen them all get up and do one on national television there when the pick was announced.
Well, the Giants want to protect Scatterbo and Dart. The next offensive lineman off the board, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name because, I butcher the easy ones.
You were way ahead of me at this point.
Well, I'm going to play catch up now because there's an actual clock on this one. It went straight from the pick was in on the Browns to pick was in for the Giants. They rushed to the podium.
You're going to make me get off of the NFL Network and jump onto Twitter, aren't you?
I'm not on Twitter. I'm on ESPN.
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying I'm going to have to be.
Yeah.
Because clearly I'm not keeping up with you.
Like
Cowboys just traded up to number 11.
One spot. That's a Cowboy thing to do. Did they just do that 2 years ago too? Trade up one spot, I feel like. There's our second trade of the night.
Cowboys have to be trading up for downs, don't they? Like this feels like a downs pick to me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I guess I could have just said it feels like a Walker pick.
Stop it. That story came out today.
It does not need to come out here.
No, absolutely
not.
not.
Out here.
Absolutely not. Oh boy.
It's interesting. The draft sharks are already doing their rankings as players get drafted. They've got already initial projections for the Saints. Jordan Tyson, 116 targets, 69.5 catches, 947 yards receiving, 5.8 touchdowns, which puts him as wide receiver 37 in their rankings.
I'd like to see what their I'd like to see what they have for Olave now.
Cowboys have indeed selected Caleb Downs.
Up you're ahead of me now.
I told you I was going to whip out the big dogs. Getting on the X. This feels like a Dallas pick. It really does. Caleb Downs, everybody was nervous about the medicals. Jerry Jones is like, you don't even need to hold my beer. I've already finished every one of them that was in that case. I'm going to run my mouth about my current players, talk bad about them, and then draft the guy everybody else is nervous about because of his medical. That seems like a Jerry Jones thing to do.
Definitely does. Definitely showing that he makes the decisions there in Dallas, and nobody else can tell him any otherwise. Have you seen what the Dolphins got for it yet?
I have, yes. The Cowboys got the 11th pick and sent the 12th, 177 and 180.
Okay.
So honestly, not that much to move up. Again, I think that's probably due to the fact that this is a weaker draft class.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that kind of a package would be great for somebody trying to trade back into the first round when the Seahawks are on the board. I'm sure you'd take, two fourth-round picks to go along with, what you already have.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if Arizona wants to come up and give us the 34 to go with it, I'd be more than happy with it.
Well, yeah, of course. There was a first involved in this. So, yeah, second would have to be involved naturally as well.
I mean, I know John's not leaving this draft with only 4 picks. He's going to have 8 to 10 like he does every year. And then just two of them just never make the roster. Miami's pick has to be a wideout. And you're not going in there with I don't even know who's on the roster. You're not going with them as your 1 and 2.
Sometimes the Seahawks draft a player and he makes the roster and fans fall in love with him even though he's not good, like Jake Bobo.
Didn't get drafted.
Well, he got signed.
Undrafted.
He got signed.
Undrafted, sir. Undrafted. And I still love him. Still love him. He's still a Seahawk. More Bobo.
Wasn't good at football. Was not good at football.
He's still on the team.
He is a Super Bowl champion.
And guess what? We also signed Malik Turner, a Springfield native, and I fell in love with him too. And then when he signed with the Niners, I fell out of love with him. And that one I did fall in love with a little bit more because the jersey's hanging in my closet.
Which one?
Malik Turner.
Oh.
I haven't bought a Bobo one yet. But I'll still be screaming more Bobo next year.
Just don't put your money on it, please.
I probably will. Let's be honest, I've put it on dumber things.
The good news is we're only 1 pick away from where the Falcons were supposed to be drafting if they would have been drafting. So
that's a plus.
and I'm really hoping it's not Mekhi Lemon to the Rams, because just pairing 2 USC wide receivers in London and Lemon would have been fantastic for Atlanta. I really don't want that to be the case. So,
no, I think he's coming off in that 12 spot right here. And you're really ahead of me because you've already announced Downs and we're still at commercials.
Okay, excuse me. Albert Breer on X did clarify 177 and 180 are fifth round picks to move up one spot. So 2 fifth rounders to move up from the 12 to the 11. Not a bad trade for the Dallas Cowboys to get their guy there, and
not at all.
Caleb Downs. I am super interested in picks 14 and 17 where they sit right now. Both of the Baltimore Ravens and Detroit Lions feel like Super Bowl contending teams to me that underachieved woefully last year. Especially the Ravens, they feel like they never miss up a draft pick. So it'd be really interesting to see what those two teams add to otherwise already very stacked rosters.
Yeah, definitely. It would be nice to add them. I mean, it's been talk to Lions when I add another offensive lineman there. And I mean, the Ravens feel like they're one play away from a 3-loss season every year. Every year they feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
All the talent in the world there, and it's just never gets put together fully.
That's correct. Yes, or it's one toe on the out of bounds line, or one bobbled catch for a 2-point conversion, one field goal miss. It just never fails.
Okay. Miami's on the clock. Officially on the TV now, and the pick is in. I don't think Downs being that available that late. But like you said, what medical issues were holding him back? Well, Dallas is excited like they always are because, it's their year until game 1.
Hey, Jerry will wipe his tears with $100 bills if it doesn't work out. So
right.
Kudos to him.
Right.
And those Dallas Cowboy fans are going to put butts in seats regardless. So
that they are, and I mean he'll wipe it with the $100 bills that they don't want to extend some of their receivers and everything else on. You must have seen the Dolphins pick already.
All I'm going to say is wow. That's all I'm going to say.
I just was looking at best available here on ESPN, and you got Bain still available from Miami with Baltimore coming up. And the Rams. All right, Miami. I hope you guys are taking Bain. It's taking a little while.
It'll take you a minute to process it after it happens, too.
Wow. Okay. I'm kind of excited to see it. We're just reading some of these tweets on the X about Cam Scatabo, March safe from Jeremiah Love. Here it comes.
Caden Proctor.
Just keep watching, fellas.
Okay.
It's coming. I promise it's coming.
Oh, it's here, Proctor.
No. It's coming. Just keep watching. It's coming.
Damn, how many picks ahead are you?
I mean, they really need to protect.
Yes.
They really have to.
Hey, listen. On the Caden Proctor tweet, I'm still shell shocked by what I'm seeing here, and the guy I'm reading this from, I trust he gets them all right. We'll see. It's the Rams pick that's gonna blow the wig. But Caden Proctor, Jeff Hafley said when he got in there, hey, we're building this team in the trenches. We're gonna win at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Caden Proctor's a guy that goes in and does that for you right off the rip, right? So.
Well, I guess they're just going to run it. It's A-Chain with 70 touches a game. I mean, I guess their quarterback will take about 20 rushes a game too.
Patrick, let me just tell you, when this Rams pick is announced, pandemonium. Yep. Feels like a very Atlanta Falcons Falcon pick.
Is this true on the side? Is this true? Is this true?
I trust my guy on Twitter. My Twitter's saying it's true.
So the Falcons picked the Rams Falcon.
Yes, correct.
Oh, man, I hope this is true. Oh, I hope this is true. Oh, I hope this is true for the Rams. If this is true, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about it in case it is. And if it's not, then I'll bite my tongue and I'll retract all statements.
Hey,
but
it's me saying it. It ain't you. It's me.
I mean, if he's going, then that means they're probably not going to be. Stafford's letting them know I only got a year or two left. Because we just had the tweet come out and everything else about them being in talks and everything. So
I will say this: Ty Simpson's not ready to be an NFL quarterback year one. So
no.
Best case scenario for him personally. I cannot believe the Rams moved or went for him rather than Lemon or whatever when their window's wide open and say, let's go get it.
Nasty, man. That would have been nasty. Lemon and Adams and Stafford and Puka. And oh my goodness, how would you have stopped that offense? I mean, they were one play away from the Super Bowl twice.
I am seeing this name now a couple of different places on X, so I'm going to say that it's confirmed. But again, until Roger actually announces the pick,
they're showing him in the green room now. So, I mean, all signs are pointing. Of course, we go to commercial. Of course, why not?
Jay Glazer has now come out and said it. Actually, Jay Glazer said it 9 minutes ago, apparently. So
the Rams can Falcon. I'm happy about it because trust me, I did not want to see those three guys on the field.
That's a horrible pick.
Yeah. We thought maybe this was the guy that
Seattle
was going to go.
Seattle might be drafted 32 now.
Well, hey, and listen, usually things like this that have smoke on draft day tend to happen. There's a lot of smoke the last 24 hours about Carson Beck sneaking into the first round. Some team out there reaching for him for an extra year of control. It's possible. My God, is that also as gross as Ty Simpson? I did not have Ty Simpson on the bingo card at 13.
No. I had him at 32.
At the highest. I wouldn't have him in my top 100. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, wow. Who saw that coming?
Okay.
And
can we get off? As much as I love the Minions,
spends millions of dollars to
look, as much as I love the Minions, I just want Roger to announce this so I can actually be happy, extremely happy. I think I like the Minions so much because we talk the same. Oh, okay.
I mean, my goodness, what are we doing?
I mean, because they have what they have the
15.
They have what?
Good
what pick did they? They have another first, don't they? No, they traded that one. They traded that one first.
Yeah.
I mean, how many picks could you have gotten? Somebody's got to want to come up and get Lemon or Bane. Man,
what do you say?
Thank you. I say thank you.
Listen, guys. I'm going to say it like this, right? If Ty Simpson was going someplace in the NFL next year as a day one starter, I would say it's the worst pick in NFL history. He's not. He's going to sit behind probably the best quarterback in the National Football League right now at this point, as far as resumes go. Well, you'd probably give that nod to Mahomes. Let me retract that. One of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League as far as resumes go. He's going to sit behind him. He's going to sit and learn and hold a clipboard next to Sean McVay for a year. Honestly, probably dream scenario for Ty Simpson. I think this may have big implications for him down the stretch. This is a Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers type situation where he's going to sit. No expectations year one, just learn the playbook. So I can't wait to see Brant announce the next pick.
I will. It's Ty Simpson. I'm still not there yet.
Okay, the next pick after Ty Simpson.
That's got to be the guard from Penn State. I just saw best available. So if it's the guard from Penn State, good luck.
Go ahead and take a whack at that, will you, Brant?
Nah.
Shefty just also retweeted the Ty Simpson thing. So I'm saying that's done.
It's official. Roger just announced it. Well, thanks, Atlanta.
Wow.
This might be why the Rams don't normally draft in the first round. I mean, but like you said, yes, he gets to sit with McVay. He gets to sit behind Stafford. He's going to have powerful weapons when he does take over that job.
No,
Hey, it's done and over with, baby. Ty Simpson off the board at pick number 13. What are we doing?
Yeah,
that was not on my bingo card.
You got to send some Falcon magic over with that trade.
That was not on my bingo card. mean, I'm watching the Fantasyholics group chat right now explode. Like, this is the first pick where somebody's like, hey, we need to get this one posted.
I didn't have him in the first 3 rounds.
I wasn't overly impressed. Again, I think this is well, first of all, do the Bama quarterbacks ever work out in the National Football League? I mean, Brant, we talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, hey,
Never.
Finley, at our 310 of the Fantasyholics 3, we might have a quarterback we could draft.
I doubt he makes it that far. But yeah. I mean, my goodness.
Okay. All right. Good for you, Ty Simpson. You're going to get 5 years of some good money, but okay.
Okay, Adam Schefter. I'm not sure why we have to take a shot at the Falcons in the Rams pick, but thank you for that. This was the first round pick that the Rams acquired from the Falcons, who in 2024 did not give Kirk Cousins a heads up they were drafting Michael Penix. However, the Rams did call Matt Stafford today and inform him they were taking Ty Simpson. That's cute.
Yeah, they called
him. How about this? The last 2 times the Rams have made a pick in the first round has been quarterbacks. 2016, Jared Goff. 2026, Ty Simpson.
Okay.
Imagine spending 13th overall on Ty Simpson.
I mean, where was Love? Where did Love get drafted that year?
27 or 8? Late. It was late.
Okay.
Oh my Lord.
I told you, Patrick, you were going to like that one when it came off the board.
I remember my first night on the draft cast with you guys. I unfortunately was there for the Anthony Richardson 4th overall pick, and we've never recovered. The Colts are still reeling over that horrendous pick. Good Lord.
So Kevin's saying he had insider information. He knew Carnell Tate was getting drafted at 4. They were texting him and Carnell is what he's saying here. That is kind of a cool fact until COVID hit, had to go transfer to a school in Florida to play. That's Brant and I have talked about that a couple of times on the podcast this year. This is one of the genuine COVID classes. They have, these guys have been in college forever. They've endured a pandemic, kind of a wild time. I mean, crazy.
Definitely one of the older draft classes that we're getting here.
I mean, they're not the last NFL draft pick ever to be born in the 1900s. That would be Tyler Shuck last year.
Tyler Shuck, yeah.
Man, they're showing the Rams draft room, and nobody looks too excited.
Nobody likes that Ty Simpson pick.
It does nothing for him this year. Nothing.
All that talent at the receiver still on the board.
And you've got Puka has some CTE, some brain issues.
He's got something going on, doesn't he?
His brain is
just hungry.
Not scrambled egg, but it's on its way. Kyron is not a top prospect. Devontae's older. The Rams could be. I know Brent hates this. The Rams could be in a bad spot real quick.
The one thing I will say about this, if Ty Simpson ends up being all right, which is going to sit behind Stafford for a year, hold a clipboard for McVay, all the good things, the Rams are not going to be in a spot to draft this high again next year. Let's be honest. Maybe this is best case for them. Maybe next year they're able to draft, whatever, and not have have to worry about quarterback potentially.
OI out of Penn State. That's how I'm going to go with him. That's how he is. Guard. I'm not even going to take a shot at this name.
It would have been way more funnier if you would have.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't have the TV on mute and got to hear Roger Goodell say it first.
So, like, hold on a second. Aren't the Rams like a win now team? What in the world are they doing?
That they are.
What are they doing?
They were one play away from the Super Bowl, pretty much. I mean,
Ty Hempson does not help them at all.
No. You know who does help them a lot, though, is Trent McDuffie, who they used their other first-round pick this year to acquire. So I can't be too mad about them getting.
Or like Lemon or
I understand the pick. Ty Simpson's going to be the one to pick up the ball the next time instead of Charbonnet for the 2-point conversion.
That's fair.
boom.
Kevin says it's boring being a Packer fan watching the first round, but much rather have Parsons than a first-round pick. But then you remember he's still recovering from an ACL. All but one of us in this room, basically, well, all three of us really don't have a first-round pick. The odds of Seattle actually making their selection tonight are pretty slim. But Patrick and I both, our respective teams, also made trades. You know, one of us got a guy who, you know, potentially used a car as a deadly weapon and may face jail time. With our first-round pick, and then the other got Sauce Gardner, who's also coming off of an ACL injury. So we're right there with you, Kevin. Although, thankfully, I'm not a Packer fan.
That is true.
I work with a Packers fan every day, and he's one of the most annoying human beings I've ever met in my life. So I think anybody else
I appreciate that.
Anybody else who's ever met him feels the same way. So you know, there is that. So Kevin, I probably get a bad taste in my mouth for Packers fans because of the shared office space. But
I will say, you do know that the draft is here, so now you have to start watching interviews again or listening to interviews again every day in your office, probably.
Or watching Packers game film from 2017 or, you know, whatever. It is what it is.
Let me know when he pulls that film area up.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything on the X about why Bain is sliding? I mean, he was at one point projected in the top 5.
He doesn't slide much longer, brother.
Okay, all right, good job, Tampa Bay. I like that pick for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly, in my opinion, Patrick, I don't know, maybe you feel the same way as I do here. I think I would have rather had Ruben Bain than David Bailey.
I've seen so many just bad takes on Bailey. I feel bad for you. Like, yeah.
I just feel like Bailey's got the deck stacked against him. Felt too high for him, and then you go to the Jets who never do anything right, and it just feels like the kid's, you know, doomed already.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, he felt like a 10 to 20th overall pick, not second overall.
Also, not going to get too much further ahead, not going to spill the name. The New York Jets have made their selection at 16 via the Indianapolis Colts pick. This was not an Indianapolis Colts pick. You know, maybe it could be. I don't know.
I'm still waiting for Bain to get announced.
This was acquired for cost, right?
Yes. I have this player. I will say this again, and I don't want to spoil it too much because I hate being that guy. But this is a player that I had in the first round, but I'm not sure I had him this early in the first round. Definitely a talent, though.
Okay.
There's going to be a name on the board coming up to 3 teams in the 17 to 20 pick range that are going to be hungry for a wide receiver, and there is a really good wide receiver left on the board. Really, really, really good wide receiver left on the board.
Yeah, because most mocks, by the time you got here, you were talking what Cooper and them were the only Cooper and Boston were the two that left on the board.
Instead, we still have Lemon on the board.
Yeah.
Who again, I will say Lemon was not my number one, but he was a lot of people's number one in this class, and he's still sitting there after pick 16.
Just chilling, just waiting.
Yeah, I heard that Jamie Eisenberg, the CBS tremendous fantasy football expert, he had Lemon as the next Amon-Ra. So if you can get an Amon-Ra in Lemon late, that's a tremendous rookie pick. I didn't think Lemon was as good or as talented, but if that would be something. If you can get a talent that talented is late, that would be tremendous.
Brant, you want to take this one first, then Patrick, and then myself?
A corner. I think we got to replace Woolen. So I'm hoping we go with a corner. All signs are pointing that we're going to go running back. I hope it's a corner, defensive corner. That's where I'm at with that.
As defensive corner as opposed to an offensive corner?
That's right.
Okay. Just making sure we were clarifying that. Patrick, who do you want the Colts to end up with?
They lost Michael Pittman to free agency. But they've signed Daniel Jones and Alec Pierce. The best defensive player available. I would take the best defensive player for the next 2 to 3 picks. I think the whole division's getting better with Cam Ward getting better options, better weapons. CJ Stroud's getting CJ Stroud has had good options with Nico Collins, and the Colts need defense, and more defense. They've got a pretty good core. Taylor's signed long-term. Pierce is signed long-term. Josh Downs is solid. I think the Colts have enough offense. Their defense just has to stay solid and get better.
I'm going to say for Atlanta. Go ahead. Sorry.
And they I would go all a defense and offensive line. I think the Colts are in a pretty good spot in terms of they could be in a worse spot. They've got a lot of good pieces in place. They have a lot of good pieces locked up for a while. So I'm gonna hope that the defense can. The Texans defense is so strong. D'Amico Ryans has such a good core in place. It's going to be very, very hard to contend. The Colts need to. The Colts have to get a good mindset, a good foundation in place to really put to be in a good place foundationally when on both sides of the trenches.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, Brant, you finally guys got to see the pick announced. We'll talk about that, and then we'll move to Tony's question here.
I love this pick. I love this pick for the Jets. Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. Nice offensive weapon to go for Geno. I like this pick. The Jets. I think he's going to be an immediate impact. I think he's going to finish as the tight end 1 in this draft for many years. He's able to be moved all over the formation, give some help to Garrett Wilson and then Mitchell there. So open up some lanes, hopefully, for Breece Hall, because we all know how happy Breece Hall is to stay with the Jets.
Yes.
So I like this pick. He's not afraid to block. So this is a good pick. Unfortunately, it is the Jets, and we know what turns out with the Jets half the time.
I will say this. I liked Mason Taylor a lot last year at the tight end position. I thought he was fine down the stretch for the Jets. Another pick where I feel like there was plenty of other options available, but I feel like this front organization is going BPA. I could understand maybe feeling like David Bailey was the best player on the board at the 2nd. I could understand maybe feeling like Kenyon Sadiq was the best player on the board at the 16th. Again, Lemon to me feels like the best player, but we'll see. Again, Mason Taylor to me felt like a fine tight end. So we'll see. Let's get into this question from Tony. He says, where do you see New England going at 31? I'll be honest with you, boys. I'll go first here. I'm not sure I see New England drafting at 31. They feel like a team that to me will potentially trade out.
Yeah, I think if they do, I think they add another offensive weapon. A wide receiver. That defense was pretty good for most of the year. So yeah, I think they add an offensive weapon if they do stay. But yeah, I do feel like that 31 and 32 are both going to be picks that we'll be talking about being traded out. I don't think either one of those stay. I honestly believe New England probably thought they were going to be drafting a lot higher than that coming at the start of last year.
Wow, Vikings made a shocking pick here as well.
I'm still on the Lions.
Have they announced the Lions one yet? I don't want to get it. I don't want to spoil it.
No, they have not. We're talking about they were talking about the trades. Here we go. Gotta have the special. Man, I didn't think the special announcers came out until the second round. Shut up, Roger. Just read the name.
Is Geno potentially a fantasy relevant quarterback next year with Garrett Wilson and Kenyon Sadiq?
I mean, you know he's going to sling the ball. He's going to have another
Blake tackle.
So I think so. Yeah, Blake Miller. Okay, all right. Well, he said he wanted an offensive tackle. He said he wanted an offensive lineman. I guess, true to his word.
I like that pick. It should be good for Jahmyr Gibbs. It should be good for Jared Goff. It should be good for that offense. You should have two cornerstone tackles now in Blake Miller and Penei Sewell on both sides of that offensive line for anchors for years to come.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Kevin does say he heard the Packers were interested in Anthony Richardson. Would be nice after losing Willis. We'll know how to develop him. I'm sure Patrick would let you guys have him for relatively cheap. He might even pay the shipping fee to get Anthony Richardson to Green Bay. So.
No. No.
Damn. Twitter's over here breaking. They're already on pick 20.
Well, if Goodell would, shut up and just read names, we'd be on pick, 20 as well.
Well, there's money to be made on the TV. There ain't no money to be made on X. Well, I guess there is technically, but
you are not wrong.
I'm just saying, I don't know how we're to pick 20, and Mekhi Lemon has still not been drafted.
Wow, really?
I mean,
I have no idea.
You have the Dallas Cowboys at pick 20, the Steelers at 21, who It doesn't feel like the Steelers need him at this point. You got the Chargers at 22. They don't feel like a team that needs wide receiver. Philly take him at 23 to make losing A.J. Brown hurt less, maybe. That could be a potential landing spot. Cleveland, again, on the board at 24. Imagine Cleveland passed on him where we thought he could potentially go at pick 9, and they end up with him at 24. There's some things that are going to happen here. Mekhi Lemon sliding needs to be studied. That said, Adam Schefter just broke. This is interesting. The Eagles are trading up to pick 20 with the Dallas Cowboys. So you don't see an in-division trade happen very often.
You're right. A nice defensive tackle added to who just had 18? Minnesota.
That would be the Minnesota Vikings. So we have had pick 3 traded on the evening. So I am very interested to hear what the package is for this.
Yeah, me too. I mean, Dallas did this just a few years ago, did they not?
That is correct.
Dallas and Philly made a trade.
That is correct.
Well,
I'm assuming pick 23 went back to Dallas on this deal.
I would assume, yes.
Really interested to see what else. Morant, you've got a question here.
Chris Johnson would be a good one. I haven't done a deep dive because, like I said, I didn't expect us to actually stay in the first round. It's either that or Terrell would be the ones that I would like there in the first at the end.
The Eagles gave up more. Yeah, the Eagles gave up more to Dallas than Dallas did to move up with Miami earlier.
Wow.
Dallas receives pick 23, 114, and 137. And they have just now also announced the Eagles get a 7th rounder as well. So, I mean, the Cowboys feel like they're stealing from the Eagles here, in my opinion. But
they're just collecting picks.
See how this plays out.
Collecting picks and waiting for guys to fall. Waiting for 19 to be announced. I did just see it on Twitter as well.
You must have finally saw my message and started following the guy I told you to, huh?
Yeah, he's been on mine, but I've just been on the For You page or whatever it is, and I just never clicked on his page.
Yeah.
I do like this pick. I do like this pick at 19. I do.
Yeah, it's a good pick, honestly, especially if you think you've got the quarterback of the future. But damn, Dallas is getting a 7th round pick next year in this trade as well. It keeps evolving here. All this adds up to, I feel like Dallas really took advantage of their division mate.
I feel like Dallas just hates this first round.
Kevin says, was the deal with A.J. Brown on New England, was that not official? Right now, it's all preliminary. It sounds like they think it's going, but the Eagles are saying they don't want to move him until June 1st, which I believe is for contract reasons. But kind of an odd deal there because you're not getting picks, draft capital this year. But yeah, there's nothing official between A.J. Brown and New England at this point.
It definitely does sound like that's a June 1st deal.
Wow. There it is.
Yes, it is. And I think that may make that more official on June 1st.
I would say that definitely helps that. Mekhi Lemon to the Philadelphia Eagles at pick 20. That is one too good to not get out. That does feel like there's going to be implications coming from that. I will also say we talked about the New Orleans Saints receiving room as potentially the most injury prone. Mekhi Lemon at 5'11", 195 alongside of Devonta Smith. Is this the smallest wide receiver room in the National Football League?
Definitely got to be close, if not the smallest. Man, does that mean if AJ Brown moves, that means Dallas Goedert true red zone threat.
Side note here, boss man, if you're still watching, you're still on here hanging out with us, definitely going to need to be in my office tomorrow. I'm going to be a sleepy fella. It's been a long time since I'm going to be up as late as I am tonight. So if you're still watching, think of me in the morning when you're on the roster.
Just, I don't know. I know where I'm going tomorrow. I won't even have enough time for a nap in my trip. So back to 19, you had Carolina drafted offensive tackle out of Georgia. I didn't catch the name. For some reason, I'm drawing a complete and utter blank. This is a good pick. I think, really opens up the run lane.
Monroe Freeling.
Yes. Going to open up that run lane for Chuba for next year with Rico moving on. Going to help out, keeping Bryce Young safe back there. I mean, they already had it. They had a pretty good offensive line, and, they were building towards the future, making that playoff run this year. I think this is a very good pick for Carolina. I think it really does bolster that offense.
Yeah, it's a good pick for Carolina, but let's move on and talk about pick 20 because this is the steal of the draft so far in my mind.
Yeah,
Kyle Lemon shouldn't have been on the board at this point, and then to get him. I mean, now granted, they paid for him. They paid, and they moved up, and it cost them, right? Like this is more than what Dallas moved up for earlier. Like they paid a premium. But this is how this works when there's a name like Mekhi Lemon that slides. So
yeah. I hope Lemon knows he's not going to get the ball. If he's going to fill into AJ Brown's shoes, he's not going to get thrown the ball.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah. Now,
I mean, this is great for Philly.
I will add for AJ Brown, it sucks. If he's not moved, it definitely sucks.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, could AJ Brown actually be moved twice on day one of the draft? Because didn't he get moved day one from the Titans to Philly?
I mean, Shefty just tweeted 32 seconds ago that with the Eagles getting Mekhi Lemon, that does add more insurance for June's expected AJ Brown trade to New England. So again, nothing official, but it seems like the ink's drying on that one.
Yeah, definitely going to be a small receiver room. Definitely going to be a quick receiver room with Smith and Lemon there. And then, like I said, it's in my mind, this helps out Dallas Goedert being the red zone threat there.
Let's not forget about who else this team has signed in the last month or so. Hollywood Brown, Elijah Moore. They traded for Dontavian Wicks on the 10th of this month. That is the smallest wide receiver room in the National Football League. Definitely if AJ Brown goes out the door, there is nobody of stature on this roster. Dallas Goedert is going to be a red zone monster for this team.
They don't even know who's going to push. They might not even know who's going to push Jalen Hurts anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I am loving the Jets fans. I don't know how I end up with so many Jets fans on my my X page, but they're all saying the Jets should be relegated from the NFL. Lemon should have never made it to the Eagles. He should have been off the board at pick 16. I couldn't agree more. He definitely should have went to the Jets. This feels wild to me that Mekhi Lemon was on the board at 20 and made it to the Eagles.
What makes it crazy is congratulations, Billy. You learned how to draft somebody that's not from Georgia in the first round.
Yeah.
Man, That's going to be a fun offense to watch.
Well, no, it won't. It's not a fun offense to watch now. You know exactly what's coming when they're in the red zone.
That is true. That is true.
Oh. Well, I mean, honestly, though, again, pick timer wise, we're 12 picks from being done with this draft, and we're only in 2 hours in. Yeah. I mean,
definitely feels like something that should have been done a couple years ago.
Brant, Kevin's got another question for you. This is about one of your Washington Huskies. Well, maybe not. I thought we were talking about Denzel Boston. I saw Washington there and thought immediately Washington wide receiver, but
I did too. But I was like, oh, that's the Arkansas running back.
Yeah. Brant and I talked about it, Kevin, when we did the running back show or the episode for the Fat Boys. A lot of these guys could be day one starters for fantasy. It's all going to be dependent on landing spot. Landing spot is going to make a world of difference for a lot of these running backs. We just don't know yet. We really don't.
I mean, if Seattle spends a high draft capital, you're talking he's going to be the starter probably right out the gate with Charbonnet still banged up. We talked about who else is missing running backs here.
Oh, I mean, there's plenty of teams that could draft a running back. I mean, the Browns potentially could stand to have one while, Judkins being banged up. The Giants could still be in play for one with Scatabo being a walking CTE case. Like there's lots of different things that could take place here.
Yeah, I think that's Kevin. It's like Bo alluded to. It's kind of all going to depend on landing spot. There are a lot of places that the running backs went down last year, and they're going to need someone to step in at least to start the year. And they're going to have fresh legs and a chance to really prove that they deserve some starting spots.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, we are almost a third of two-thirds of the way through the first round, and we've had two trades at this point, 3 trades at this point.
3 trades, yeah.
3 trades at this point. Couple big slides. Obviously the Mekhi Lemon one is going to be the biggest one that we talk about for the next couple of months, I would assume. But we did talk about coming back and doing this after it happened. So Carnell Tate obviously went 4 to the Titans. You've now seen the Saints take Jordan Tyson, and now the Eagles take Mekhi Lemon. Who is, if you're ranking them in order of how you're going to draft them tomorrow, who's number 1?
Now, if I got a draft tomorrow, I think I still put Tate as number 1. Now, if you're talking after June 1st and AJ Brown moves on, I definitely could see myself taking Lemon over Tate. I think in my mind right now, I got it Tate, Lemon, and then Tyson.
I think I'm on board with that as well. I don't think I was expecting them to go to places with this much competition, but Olave and I'm going to call it Devonta Smith because I do think AJ Brown is being there as a formality at this point. But Devonta Smith and Chris Olave scare me an awful lot more than Alec Iamlaner does. So for that purposes, and again, this is me saying this as a guy who wasn't that into, Carnell Tate when he got drafted 4th overall. But yeah.
Wow. 6'6", 321 pounds is this offensive tackle that the Steelers took?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big boy. He's going to go by Max for me.
I was wondering if we'd get a pronunciation on that one or not, but
no.
I hate anchor. I kind of like the anchor on the offensive line.
Yeah.
Anchor.
He's definitely he might take up half the offensive line.
He'll be if Art Smith left and went to Ohio State. I was going to say this guy will be catching touchdowns next year. Art Smith offense. Patrick's over there yawning. We got it. It is 10 o'clock over there on the East Coast for you Floridians. You get to nice weather. It's an hour ahead. You Floridians get everything.
Yes.
I still got about 20 minutes till my bedtime, and then I'll be yawning.
Boys, I'm not going to lie to you. 5 days a week, I'm asleep by this time. No doubt about it. I'm an old man. If it ain't Sunday night, Monday night, or Thursday night football, there ain't no reason for me to be up.
Well, with the Chargers on the clock, they need offensive line, and when they think they have enough on the offensive line, they need more offensive line because they need to protect the franchise investment of Herbert. They have Slater and Joe but it's not enough. The Bengals are going through the same situation where they can't protect Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
Burrow and Herbert are kind of the same guy. They feel like the same talent, the same situation with all this like the Chargers to take the best offensive line pick right here. It's not the sexiest pick, but it will be sexier when it keeps Herbert upright and healthy and throwing passes to McConkey,
Quentin Johnston, maybe.
maybe Quentin Johnston, maybe some checkdowns to Amarian Hampton, some passes to Gadsden. This has to be the best offensive lineman pick.
It feels like the most no-brainer pick of the first round.
And they're probably
should be. And they'll go like running back or some pick that doesn't really help. It doesn't help the team offensively, defensively. We will see what they do.
Rodgers announcing it now.
I will tell you, speaking of, we got one of these for
they got an
Tyson
edge
earlier. The Jordan Tyson earlier initial projections for Eagles wide receiver Mekhi Lemon, which granted this will change after A.J. Brown is officially dealt. 95.2 targets, 61.2 catches, 802.4 yards, 5.1 touchdowns. Has him as wide receiver 49 in the early draft shark rankings.
Okay.
This Akeem Mesidor that the that the Chargers took from Miami was supposedly who the Buccaneers were going to take because they didn't expect Bain to be on the clock. So I think the Chargers did get a steal here. But again, like Patrick said, it feels like a wasted pick because you're wasting all the good years of Herbert where he can't stay upright.
Well, maybe if they bolster that defense up
you
enough,
have a franchised quarterback in Herbert, and he's getting hounded. He's getting knocked down every single drop back. You have to do. You can't pay that much money to a quarterback and have him pressured as much as he is. I don't get it.
The Bengals would say you're lying. Uh-oh, Brant's on the snack attack now. I saw it. I'm calling it out every time, twice on Sundays. Let's go. What are we eating?
I found turtles.
You are a true fat ass, sir.
Yep.
Yeah.
The kids did
blame the kids.
No, they did it. Motherfucker. You know I bought them. They did a chocolate sale. They had turtles and Buckeyes, and I may or may not have smashed the whole thing of Buckeyes in 2 days.
Oh, I did forget about this.
The turtles were sitting behind
We're sitting up here talking up Carnell Tate. I forgot Wan'Dale Robinson is a Tennessee Titan.
Oh
no, he's totally forgettable. He's no way,
really. Forgettable. I love Wan'Dale Robinson. Love it.
No, I did, but not now.
That was a nice little receiving core they got there, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot, what is it, Chimere DK that was making some plays down the stretch as well for them.
Mm-hmm. They also signed Bellinger there in the tight end spot. Oh, got what? Cowboys on the clock?
Maybe. Yep.
Maybe.
You're probably only about 35 minutes away from potentially having your Seahawks on the clock. Maybe 45 minutes away.
They're still 24 hours away. Well, I don't know when tomorrow starts.
My phone screen's going to be worn out from me refreshing Twitter as much as I am tonight.
I just closed it down just so I could start looking at something else. Looked up the basketball scores, see how the playoffs were going.
Looked like an exciting finish to the Atlanta Hawks New York Knicks game.
It did. It definitely did. I thought it was going to turn into a blowout. The Hawks, I think, were up at 12 or 13 early in the fourth, and then the Knicks came back. I think the Hawks ended up winning it, though.
Correct. CJ McCollum game winner, I believe.
Well, unfortunately, the Tyson family is not going to have a complete – well, I guess there's still 6 minutes left. Cavs are down 108-97 right now.
Cowboys have made their pick.
Okay, well, I guess Dallas says we're good on one side of the ball. Let's bolster the other side.
That's seems to be what they're doing with that pick for sure.
Yeah. Don't think it was the best rusher or edge on the board, but I don't have the money Jerry does, and so I don't get to make the picks. Finley must have had to go on a snack run, saw me eat, and he got hungry. what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 7 fantasy relevancies in this first round here.
Yeah, I did not go on a snack journey. I went on a pie break.
Yeah. I need to go do that too, but I feel like I might come back with a bag of chips because, like I told you earlier, I had a very small dinner before I ran to the gym, and before I drove and walked into the gym.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this pick for Dallas. Bolster up that side.
Whoa. Love pick 24. Love pick 24.
I didn't look. I'm going to go on a limb. Was it a wide receiver? Maybe Cooper?
It was not Cooper.
Oh! I love it.
Yes. KC Concepcion to the Cleveland Browns at pick 24.
I love this pick.
That definitely feels like a good pick for the Cleveland Browns.
This is a guy that I saw in a lot of mocks today while I was checking him out. A lot of people did have Cleveland taking him right here at 24. So, I mean, they got him with, right where a lot of people were thinking they would. Be a nice gadget guy for him, be able to move all over the formation. I've talked about him quite a bit this offseason on our cast. I think this is a great pick for the Browns.
Yeah, I agree. Feels like a really good pick for Shadur as well.
I mean, I will say, with what they have there, I think Shadur is the best chance for them to, have a starter. I know Watson is there, but I still think Sanders is probably the best pick for them to be their starter.
Well, I guess in order for us to say starter, we have to talk about what we're starting. Is it a starter on Sunday, or is it starting up a massage business? Because I know who I want doing both if I'm the Cleveland Browns.
Well, I don't want Watson starting a massage business. He'll be bad for business. He'll be losing money. If he's the one running it, he's not charging. But yeah, no, I'm starting on Sunday. I'll take Sanders. Starting an off-season business, I guess it would be Deshaun Watson. He's going to get the publicity, and he'll be able to get it out there for you.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is the first time. This is the first time in a while the Bears fans get to stay up this late. Congratulations, Chicago. You guys have made it to almost the end of the draft where you're never at.
Well, but no matter what, they're going to win the off-season Super Bowl.
That is true. That is true.
25. And you and I living deep in Bears country, we'll hear all about this pick tomorrow, several different times, I'm sure. I just hope it's a name. I just hope it's a name when it's announced that we're like, who the heck is this guy? That's all I can ask for.
I do. I hope it's a name that I can't even pronounce. That way I don't have to talk to anybody about it.
So it could be John Smith on the next pick. I do. KC Concepcion, he's the number one in Cleveland at this point, right? Like I'm being completely honest with you guys. I'm not so sure he's not wide receiver potentially one in this draft class now, draft wise. I like his landing spot that much.
I do too. I mean, Judy is still there, but I do think that he'll get moved all over. And yeah, I mean, you're talking a guy, if Sanders is the starter, you're talking a guy that is Travis Hunter like at Colorado, where they're going to be able to move him around and get him in the open spots. He's definitely going to be in that conversation of he's going to be that name that is going to move up draft boards quick. Man, Cleveland added an offensive weapon is great for them. I mean, their defense is always top tier. So, I mean, you don't have to hang many points. And he's not just an offensive weapon. We've talked about this multiple times. He's going to be a special teams guy too, as those defense shut down teams in the punt return game. Casey Concepcion's going to score points all over the field. Man, I really like that pick. I like that. By far with the least amount of competition.
It's probably my second favorite pick at this point in the draft. The first one at this point being Mekhi Lemon at 20.
Oh, I figured you'd say Ty Simpson. That's my favorite pick of this draft.
That one made me feel the least bad about not having the first this year.
It's fair. It's fair. There's Rodgers just now announcing it.
I'm wondering if the old commish put a tweet out there going, let's slow down on all these picks because we're way too far ahead for me to be losing this kind of money, boys.
Well, I need to put a message to him going, look, you're on pace to let me get close to my bedtime. Keep it up. Now, of course, the Bears will use their full timer. They're like, guys, we're gonna stay up this late. Let's use our full timer.
Yeah, they're calling Governor Pritzker to see who they think he should take. Then they're going to call the Indiana. Then they're going to call the Indiana governor to ask him who they should take.
I bet they go with the Indiana governor. We know you won't send him out of town, so. Man, I love this pick.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a big Casey Concepcion guy. Bigger now than I was.
This is a guy in our home league. I have the 109, and I was honestly like, okay, he should slide there, and I don't think he will anymore. Not with where his landing spot is. I need the Bears to take somebody. I need the Bears to take a wide receiver to jump him.
In our home league, for my sake and your sake, I hope the Bears don't do that.
Yeah, true. Added a nice tackle. The Browns, low key, the Browns had a good first round. I like this. Get some protection and then get a weapon. Your defense is going to be up there, so I like this. Low key, the Browns have had a very good first round.
They have, yeah. I won't hate on them. Probably the best tackle in the draft, and then a very, very sneaky value wide receiver there.
Well, the Bears pick is in. It's just not on the screen yet.
Well, Rodgers got to get his commercial money and everything else.
Yeah. Whatever you do not pick Boston. Do not put another Washington White out there. I will say, with the way this is falling and the way this draft is going, it's making me more and more. I don't know if John's going to want to trade out. A lot of names are sliding.
Depends on what you're able to trade back for. If you can get, again, I'm doubting Arizona's going to be interested in trading back in at this point. Everybody said that was going to be for Ty Simpson. Nobody knew he was going to go 19 picks prior. But we'll see.
I will say that if we take Price here if we take Price at 32, you're going to see me a little pissed off. So let's talk about pick 26 here. So you got Buffalo up. They have not had very good luck in the wide receiver category. Yes, they did trade for DJ Moore, giving up a second. Where do you think Buffalo goes with that 26 pick? Do you think they try to add another wideout since Coleman obviously wasn't the pan out? I mean, you still got what, Cooper on the board, Boston's on the board.
They did just get DJ Moore, so I don't know. This also feels like a team that could go offensive line to me here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, then again, in my mind, you think they either go. In my mind, I think they either go wide receiver or they're going to go on the defensive side and try to help. That's going to have to help Josh Allen in order to keep
the Bills. The Bills will not make the pick because Houston traded up for it.
Oh, that's number 4 then. Houston's going to take that edge rusher from Mizzou and just destroy defenses or destroy offenses.
He does get really good pressure. I am interested to see what this trade up costs, because I'm still wondering if Dallas got the cheapest trade up in the draft. Is it possible that Dallas got the cheapest trade up and then the most expensive get back? We shall see.
Yeah, that's definitely. The Bears added. This is one thing with the Bears drafting Dylan out of Oregon, the safety. What? Yeah, okay. I told you I'm not doing it. The later we get, the less likely I'm going to do it. And I wasn't doing it an hour ago. Drafting this safety here makes me really believe that they're going to move Kobe Bryant back to corner. Like when they signed him from Seattle, I said that he's probably going to go back to his natural position as a corner. So I do believe that Chicago is, and Chicago has that good defense. They're known for good defenses, so this is a good pick for Chicago.
Texans acquire the pick 26 and 91. Bills get 28, 69, and 167. So not a bad haul. I would still argue Dallas got the best haul of the night.
Yes.
That's not a bad haul for Buffalo, especially this late in the draft.
Yes.
'49ers are actively trying to trade out of pick 27. Actively.
Yeah.
But the Dylan Thieneman pick that the Bears made is the first round pick they've used on a defensive player since 2018 when they took Roquan Smith. So
wow.
Big shoes to fill there.
Sorry, I had to put it on mute. My wife was asking me if I wanted food.
And you didn't. You said no, I'm sure.
I did. I asked her to make me a plate for lunch tomorrow, though. She made some Parmesan garlic chicken bites, and they were pretty tasty.
Patrick J wanted to let you know he's got some buffalo chicken poutine on the way.
Poutine. That sounds pretty tasty.
I ain't mad at him.
Well, apparently the Dolphins traded again.
That's what I'm seeing. Yeah.
That's why I was giggling. I'm like, man, our
Yeah.
Fantasyholics team is moving faster than Twitter.
Patrick said it when we talked about it pre-show. All the trades were going to happen in this back half, and there were some trades early, but it sounds like this back half is ramping up.
So if the Dolphins trade, that makes number 5, correct?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Houston bolstering up that
wrong button.
The Dolphins traded up.
So the Dolphins traded up with the Niners. Okay.
Guys, stop trading. I don't want Seattle pick in the first round.
Niners get pick 30 and 90 for moving the 27th. Initial projections for Browns wide receiver KC Concepcion. 100 targets, 61 catches, 761 yards, 4 touchdowns, adding 10 carries, 62 yards rushing and a half of a touchdown. Wide receiver 54.
Okay. All right. I like it.
I feel like these last 5 picks are going to be as slow as possible. That would be because there's 6 picks left. So, yeah, the 6th last picks. Yeah, I will still say this as well. I think I think right now my favorite pick fantasy-wise of this draft is still KC Concepcion.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this. We talked about it earlier. I've talked about him quite a bit this offseason. There'd have to be, I don't know, Mahomes would have to add somebody, I think, to make me a little more excited about another wideout, but no true competition there. Yeah, we're not 100% sure who's going to be under center, but man,
hey, bad targets are still targets. Garrett Wilson has done that for years in New York.
Yeah, Wan'Dale Robinson just did it last year.
That's true. Well, those weren't necessarily bad targets. Dart was throwing some decent balls to him, but target monster.
I guess they were only bad targets because they couldn't win a game.
Right.
So it is official on the ESPN. The Miami Dolphins have officially traded up. Is Kickball Dad going to come out and do the pick? He'd probably be quicker than Roger Goodell.
Kickball Dad would be an epic.
I would probably
Miami.
I would probably have to turn the TV off mute on that one. You guys would hear it in the background, but
well, you're not getting Chris Johnson.
Okay. All right. Good for Miami. Good pick. Good pick. Still don't know who the heck is catching the ball in Miami.
Well, Chris Johnson on defense.
Yes. Yeah.
There's some really good wide receivers out there in free agency still. I mean, could you imagine if Tyreek Hill was in Miami?
Yeah. Yeah. There'd be a pair of cuffs and red and blue lights waiting on him. Nope. June 2nd, everything's going to shock AJ Brown to the Dolphins.
Oh my God. Come on now.
Still going, who's going to throw me the ball? Why is my quarterback still running?
I understand we're not going to do tush pushes here, but what are we doing?
Nope. Instead, my quarterback doesn't just run for 1 yard. He runs for 20.
Right.
Let's talk about that real fast. Dolphins on the board. Where do you put Willis? Where do you put him fantasy wise?
Man.
With no one right now with A-Chain and now Chris Johnson maybe is going to be the only two people he can throw the ball to. Is in practice, he's just going to throw interception after interception because he doesn't have a receiver.
I mean, if we're being honest with ourselves right now, he's not very high on my board, honestly. Like there was a minute where I was a little bit excited about him, but he started like 6 or 7 NFL games and 90% of them were awful. Mm-hmm. He had a couple good starts in Green Bay, but his time in Tennessee was not good. I mean, Sam Darnold's living proof that you can not be a good quarterback early in your career and still grow into what people thought you would be. So, I don't want to completely write him off, but the difference between Malik Willis and Sam Darnold is a JSN. Yeah. There is no JSN in Miami.
And you got to remember, Willis is one of those guys that was talked as a top 15, top 20 pick, and then all of a sudden he got picked, in the 4th round for Tennessee. He's just slid. And Sam was a 1st round pick, and nothing around him. I still look those late. I mean, like I said, if they really don't add a wide receiver, then I mean, I guess you'll be in prime spot to add one of the two next year coming out. Yes. One of the big two. But I mean, you still with his mobility, you got to put him in the top 15 quarterbacks, I think, fantasy wise.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we've seen Jalen Hurts kind of make up for, or Lamar Jackson even make up for not having great wide receivers with their legs. So,
all right, Seattle really got to trade out now. Terrell's still on the board. That's where I'm at with that. I know there's another name that the Tennessee corner that I wouldn't mind. It's slipping my mind right now.
Well, you're still in a better spot than my Atlanta Falcons are. I've stayed up all this time, talked for 2 hours and 39 minutes, and my team's going to do nothing today, which is good because that means they can't piss me off. So.
That's not true. The 29 pick is still there.
That's true.
I want to see Miami move that. Miami traded the 30th overall, correct? Just to come up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was looking at our ticker down here. That's what this threw me off just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo's picks in. I like this pick.
Who'd they take?
No, I'm talking about I like this pick for they're showing the highlights of Johnson. They were showing the highlights of Johnson here. Oh, the Bills, trade alert, trade alert. The Bills have traded the picks. That makes number 6 on day 1 to New England. So New England does nothing with the 31st overall. They're going to do it with the 29th.
28th.
28th. I'm assuming they traded the I haven't seen the package.
The New England New England sent number 31 and 125 to move up to 8 or 28, excuse me. A lot of in-division trades happening here.
All right, New England, what are you doing? What are you doing? Could you imagine them take a whiteout right here? I'm like, yeah, we don't want AJ Brown. Gotcha.
I mean, there's still a couple wide receivers on the board here that we thought could potentially be first-round talents. I mean, you've got, Denzel Boston, you've got Omar Cooper Jr. There's a couple names there that we thought were first-round potentials that have not gone yet. Okay. New England's pick is in. They did not take a wide receiver. Caleb Lemieux. I probably should have let you have this one. You might have been able to get this one, Brant.
Lemieux.
The other offensive tackle from Utah.
Okay. They realized we got to keep Drake May up if we want to win the Super Bowl. So. Don't hate it. Don't hate it.
No. I mean, it's certainly better than, drafting a sixth-round prospect in the first round, like Cole Strange.
Yeah.
I will say this, and it would have been nice for you to have boots on the ground at this one just to compare, but I feel like this draft would be more fun to be at than the draft you went to 3 years ago, just simply because of how much quicker paced it is.
Yeah.
Now, granted, obviously, your Seattle Seahawks making 2 really good selections in that draft, make that different for you, but.
Yeah, because honestly, if I was there and we actually do try out of the 32nd, I might have been pissed that I stood around for the whole day.
Sure.
Because for anyone that hasn't been to the draft, it is a long day. You get there early, you see everything, and then you wait and wait. Obviously, it doesn't seem that long today, but it is a long day. You get there in the morning, you want to do everything before they block you off from going back.
And you say do everything. There's tons of events.
Yeah. There's all sorts of events, and the lines are, waiting in line for them and everything else.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh,
Peter Woods, defensive tackle at Clemson.
Oh, no, Peter Griffin?
No. To the Chiefs.
Oh, okay. Peter Griffin would have went 28 to the New England. We've seen that. Okay.
That's true.
All right. Okay. Kansas City.
3 picks left on the board. Time for one more trade.
I hope so.
I bet you do. I feel like you guys are going to make your pick.
I just feel like I just feel like I'll get pissed off. I mean, I know this, it's a fantasy show. We want to talk about fantasy, but in my mind, Seattle goes defense. If we do make this pick, I sure hope we go defense. I mean, that's what won the Super Bowl. You got to replace what.
There is not a running back in this class worth the 5th-year option at this point in the draft.
Not all.
My opinion.
No.
Now I will say this: if Seattle takes a running back at pick 32, that instantly vaults that player up a lot of draft boards for fantasy purposes. A lot.
Yeah. I mean, but that player is going to have to do a whole lot in the time that he does get in order to remain relevant with how good of a year Charbonnet was having prior to that. And, so.
Well, I think worst case scenario, granted, it's going to be a new offensive coordinator in time, but worst case scenario, if they do draft one, I think they're probably at worst splitting time with Charbonnet.
Yeah.
Which that's what we saw, obviously, last year with Kenneth Walker.
I will say with Pete gone, we should be safe from not drafting a tight end.
Or do you?
I swear, if we draft a tight end, Pete must have snuck in the building.
You guys are going to get on the stadium and draft Pete Carroll, number 32.
I'll take Harbaugh.
He's not available, but Pete is.
Pete is available. That he is. Well, at least we didn't take a quarterback at pick 19.
Or pick 13. Rather.
Pick 13. Ah, oof.
Yeah, I'm not as upset with the Falcons trading out of this year's draft if that was who the pick was.
So let's look at who's been taken. Had you had your pick, where was your mindset? Where would you have liked to go? Do you see a player better than the one you got last year in your mind?
I don't. I think Reuben Bain's probably in the conversation. Now, granted, obviously, the fact that there is off the field issues for James Pierce makes it pretty much a moot point. But obviously, the pick right before our what would have been our pick, Caden Proctor, I would have loved to have seen in Atlanta. With Caleb McGarry, retiring suddenly and whatnot. Kenyon Sadiq, maybe if they're dead set on trading Kyle Pitts, makes that a little easier. Mekhi Lemon, for sure. I would love to see opposite of Drake London, but no, not really. I mean, if Pierce is on the field, I like him a lot better than anything that's on the board at that point. I really do.
Okay.
Problem is he won't be on the field, so that is a different story for a different day.
Yeah. Definitely is. So right now we're moving into pick 30. It might be out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 players. 8 players in the first.
The Jets are now on the clock. The Jets want first round. They're going to take Carson Beck. This is going to be Carson Beck.
My dad just messaged me and he goes, "No, it's John that loves the tight ends." Damn it.
Jets send pick 33 and 179 to San Francisco for pick 30.
No, stop giving San Fran picks. Give them to us.
That would have been a great pick for you, or a great swap for you guys had that have been available. But that is trade number 7. He's he's no longer here to see it, but he definitely called the late run of trades earlier on in the show.
That is true. He did call that. And then mocked me for drinking a bottle of water. My God, all these trades make me nervous. We're gonna go get your corner's brother. Your corner's brother.
Wow.
What? I haven't seen it.
Omar Cooper Jr.
To the Jets?
Geno Smith's got some weapons. Wow.
I like this. You wanted to put somebody opposite of Wilson, and now you put 2 very, very, very valuable targets there. I like this. The Jets. Okay.
And then there were 2.
And that's who's with the Jets now. Who's the Jets coach?
It's Aaron McDonald. Or
Glenn.
Yeah, Aaron
yes.
Glenn.
Yeah, because I saw a tweet earlier. His first 2 picks with the Jets were the same 2 positions that Campbell did when he took over the Lions. Man, we're about to draft a freaking running back at 32.
What if you draft a tight end that can also play running back?
We did that last year. The fullback from Bama. We don't need that anymore. We already did it. Listed as a tight end, but really was a fullback.
Are we going to see another trade?
You know I'm going to say yes because I've been wishing this for months.
I'm hoping we do, and I'm hoping it's the Buffalo Bills right in front of you, and then you guys make your pick.
The boy better cut his hair. He ain't going to be able to see the ball. Gino throws it too high, bud. You're not going to be able to see. Gino makes full circle, brings the Jets to the playoffs. That would be a story to tell. Oh, shut up, Bob. The Seahawks beat writer. He posted, the Bills are to pick, and then Seahawks are on the clock.
What? Breaking news.
Yeah, right. The 49ers have now turned number 27 first into a first pick in the second round, along with the 90 and 179. Cool. Give the Niners more picks. Well, good for him. A guy that, didn't have a whole lot of film or a whole lot of tape of being the number one guy is getting a chance to go, and he'll be a media pick. So where's your ranking with the wide receivers now? Now that we should be, in my mind, we should be done with wide receivers. I don't see Buffalo taking one right now.
I mean, Denzel Boston's probably the best one on the board at this point, right? I mean,
yeah.
And then
the Titans are on the clock. God.
I would say if it wasn't for the incident with the crosswalk the other day and getting arrested, Zachariah Branch would be up there as well. But Shefty's saying they traded up to get a wide receiver.
Who, the Titans?
Could we see? That's what he just said. They're still looking for wide receiver help.
So that's trade number 8. Draft a running back. Draft Price. Just so we're not tempted. Is that bad that I would have been okay if we took Price at 34?
No.
They selected a pass rusher out of Auburn.
Keldrick Falk.
Keldrick. I'm glad you took that one from me because I was about to say Kendrick. My eyes must be playing.
Good news. Good news. I'm going to get this out before the Seattle Reporter does. You guys are now on the clock. Breaking news.
You beat him. You beat him.
Breaking news.
The issue is he broke the wrong news because he said the Bills are on the clock, and it was the Titans.
That's true.
I will say he normally does a pretty good job. I normally do read all of his tweets. It was just
let me ask you this, moving on to something a little different. I thought this was really neat. You know how there's always Mr. Irrelevant in every draft, last guy picked. It's a big deal. Have you seen what Heinz 57 has done this year?
No.
The player that's drafted at the 57th overall pick gets a limited edition, one of a kind red jacket. So not a gold jacket for Hall of Fame or a green jacket for winning the Masters at Augusta, but a red jacket. They get a lifetime supply of Heinz 57 ketchup, as well as a endorsement deal, which I think is pretty darn neat.
Yes, yeah, that is good. Bob just put it. Seahawks are on the clock right now at 7:56 p.m. Seattle time.
I would feel a lot better watching the draft if I was on West Coast.
I will tell you, that's when we went out there a couple years ago. That was one of the greatest. It was one of the greatest things, but also one of the weirdest things was you're done with football by like 8 o'clock, and you're like, what am I supposed to do? I still have 2 more hours before I go to bed.
Yeah. But you also wake up to football.
That is true.
I mean, you're getting football at 10 a.m. over there.
Yeah.
So. It is hard to believe that we've gotten through this draft. Granted, something crazy doesn't happen here in 3 hours. I think that's, just a fantastic deal. This draft being 4 hours long was way too much in previous years. I'm all for this faster clock. We'll see if the NFL agrees or not, but I certainly think it is.
I ain't gonna lie, you can make it a little faster for drafts like this. But then you don't have the time for all these trades because we're going to get trade number 9 here in a minute.
I don't think we are. 5 of the last 6 picks in the first round were traded. That is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to trade with the Super Bowl champs.
That's possible. We don't know yet.
Come on, Bob, break something for me.
Seattle still has 1 minute left on their clock. How pissed would you be if they were the first team to forget to turn their card in?
They wouldn't be.
Well, okay, touche. How pissed would you be if they didn't turn it in time, though, and they don't get to pick tonight?
I would be pretty pissed. We're not picking until our trade comes through.
You're going to be pissed. You're going to be pissed.
We must have drafted Price.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
My phone knows I'm going to be pissed because it's not even updating the Twitter.
Yes, he did. Jadarion Price to the Seattle Seahawks. Patrick was saying before the show, before the first pick was announced, that if Seattle drafted a running back, it was going to vault that player into the conversation of the top 3 in the draft. I think it does.
I didn't hate him as a prospect. I just don't think he was first-round talent.
He's not. I'm shocked that you guys made a pick here. There could not have been any way to trade out. Well, there you have it. The first round is in the books. We saw 8 trades. We saw a couple guys slide.
Cool. I get to piss off my dad at 10 o'clock at night. He just told my dad just told me, no, we didn't pick one. So I had to send him the screenshot on Twitter before it pops up.
2 running backs in the first round. Both had a Notre Dame. So that's interesting. True. Seattle did draft a backup running back in the first round, but when you're the Super Bowl champs, you can kind of do whatever the hell you want. Who's going to say otherwise? So, and I'll say it for you. In Mike, we trust. I know you got a lot of faith in Mike. So, it is what it is. But hey, I will say this, Brant. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for tuning in. 3 hours can be a long time on this show. He's no longer here to see this, but I do want to thank Pat for coming in and hanging out with me while we waited for Brant. Hopefully he gets some good sleep tonight. And yeah, I mean, it was a good show. I think this is our 4th draft now that we've covered live for the Fantasyholics page, so that's exciting stuff for the Fat Boys. You know, it is one of the Fat Boys only their 3rd draft coverage because they were selfish and went to the draft the first year we covered it.
But, I tried to get on and I got yelled at.
Well, you were a little inebriated yourself.
That
so.
I was.
But yes, the draft is in the books for the first round. If you're not already paying attention, jump on the Fantasyholics page. They're going to be up to date with every pick tomorrow and the rest of the week as fantasy relevant picks come through. So make sure you're on there for all of your fantasy needs, your draft needs. Thank you for hanging out with us again, guys. You know, Brant and I are going to be live again every Sunday morning for all your start sits as we move into the season, get a little closer. And every Wednesday night at around 7 p.m. Central Time, there is a live cast done as well. So if you want to jump on and hang out with us for that as well, come hang out. But otherwise, I think that kind of wraps up our draft coverage.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you alluded to, on Wednesday, join us. We'll recap all 3 rounds and all the fantasy relevant picks and maybe a couple undrafted rookies to look at as well. Make sure you join in with us. And as always, stay hungry.
Stay fat, my friends.